Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today it's not even noon and I've already gotten 4 scam text messages telling me I've got packages I haven't picked up, letters I've never received, and debit and credit cards that are about to be canceled if only I click a link to solve all my problems, and that way the scammers will have access to all of my info. In particular, what they'll see is that I love to sit down and watch Age of Empires. In this specific instance, the Viper, playing as the Mongols in yellow, taking on TaToH, playing as the Mayans in blue. Now, all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings, and we will take a look at these immediate surroundings because this is the first time, I believe, on my channel that we have seen morass and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup, because I suspect it's going to be a fun one. The Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout line units come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire faster. Their light cav, their hussars, and their steppe lancers all come with extra HP, and their unique unit needs no introduction. The Mangadai, a fast-firing quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege units. Now, to keep pace with all of these lightning-fast units on the battlefield, the Mongols can upgrade all of their siege units to move 50% faster, and I say this every time I cast the Mongols. I really want to see drill. It makes the units so funny to watch, so hilarious. They look like little bumper cars. Now, to help support their military endeavors, Mongol hunters do work 40% faster, and their houses can be upgraded so that they don't lose any population space if they ever get destroyed. Now, on the other side of the boggy waters, we've got TaToH playing as the Mayans, a civ that pushes its players towards archer units. Their skirmishers can be upgraded to throw a second, albeit weaker, projectile, and all of their foot archers, except for skirmishers, become progressively cheaper as the game goes on, all the way up to 30% cheaper in Imperial, which does help them with massing their unique unit, the Plumed Archer, the fastest foot archer in the game, and one that comes with a small attack bonus against the infantry, although that's not exactly something I expect to see in this particular matchup. Now, to support your ranged units against the enemy, the Mayans can build walls at 50% discount. Buy one, get one free, and on a map like this, might actually prove to be a pretty valuable civilization bonus, and they can upgrade their eagles to get a massive plus 40 HP boost. Now, to help the Mayans produce as large an army as possible, their resources do last 15% longer, and they start the game with an extra villager, but 50 less food, which is why if you, some of you, how do I put this, eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed right at the beginning of the game, TaToH queued up Loom because he already had 5 out of 5 population space given by that town center and couldn't really train another villager until he plopped down his first houses or two. And that's why with the Mayans, generally, when the game starts, you research Loom and then move on to training your first villager. Those are the two civilizations on a map like this. This might actually be an incredibly fun matchup. Why do I say that? Because very much, I mean, this map is called morass, and it very much looks like a morass. If you don't know what a morass is, it's basically a bunch of mud and muddy water, not to be confused with McKinley Morganfield, the Hoochie Coochie Man himself. Muddy Waters, one of the greatest blues singers and players in general of all time, but that's why the map kind of looks dirty. Look at this dirty sewage water. We are on morass. There's a lot of mud. There's going to be a lot of horse hooves and bipedal units trampling all across it. And let's take a look at it, because like, what's it called? Atacama, there is a big fat central forest. And that's where basically the similarities end, because unlike Atacama, there's a lot of forests all across the map to the back positions, which actually helps both players, but might help the Mayans a little bit more with their cheaper archers as the game progresses. That being said, if you take a look at the minimap, there's a lot of these little light green dots, all of these huntables, which might help the Mongols because their hunters do work 40% faster. That being said, all of the extra resources around the map, if they can be mined, remember, Mayan resources last 15% longer. So these are two incredibly fun civs with very powerful potential units, both potentially countering one another, and both with pretty strong economic bonuses that actually apply very much in this game, especially, I would say, to the Mongol. Just there's so many huntables, deer everywhere. Oh, and look at that. Little box turtles swimming in some very putrid looking water. That being said, the Mayans with their wall bonus, although I mean, TaToH's going Palisade. Perhaps he's saving his stone for a few town centers, but for now, everyone is shore fishing. Another difference between this and Atacama, I guess, is that this, unlike the desert setting of the former, this map actually has a whole bunch of shore fish. Actually, let's take a look at how much shore fish there is here around the center. It's 18,000 food worth of shore fish, which I believe, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, is the fastest form of food gathering in this game. So, yikes, we are going to see potentially a lot of, I mean, I keep saying fun just because I think these games are always so much fun. For now, what we're seeing is the Viper's got this one Eagle Scout cornered, but out comes a Spearman, shoos the Scouts away. It looks like the Viper's doubling down on Scouts, going up to 5 of them. Let's take a look at their bases, because primary resources, I think, are somewhat similar in the sense that there's primaries. The gold is missing 2 patches, but then there's a whole bunch of secondary, tertiary, quaternary, and the list goes on. I'm not going to get into the whole Latin list, but there are a lot of resources, but they are strewn about the map in small little clumps. And we'll see who manages to get more at the end of the day. For now, the Viper, going up to a 6th scout, has discovered, as we saw, where his opponent's base is. Both players very much invested in their forward fishing industries. Has our Eagle Scout made his way all the way to yellow? Yes, he has. Has done the loop-de-loop, discovered where the primary gold is, discovered where the primary stone is, and then quietly, cautiously has backed away. Both players with their primary resources straddling the left and right sides of their OG town centers. Ooh, the Viper trying to get a villager here. Oh, it looked like he hesitated there for a second, but the presence of the Spearman made him F off. What? Okay, so he deletes his own mill just to rebuild it here, which I guess is fine, but there's still some shorefish here. Why did he have to delete that mill? Where his villagers stuck or something? Yellow is... Viper was pinging this part of the map for a second. Already. We've got 9 army supply to 9. We've got 27 villagers to 27. A very, very symmetrical matchup. Both players getting their shorefish. Looks like a bunch of Mayan archers here have entered the chat. They are now 10% cheaper because we are still in Feudal Age. Soon they will be 20, and then if we're lucky, 30% off. The Viper returns home with his scouts, has to defend this, should be able to get all of this, even with the presence of 1 Spearman. I don't think 1 Spearman's going to be enough to take on 8 scouts. 1 scout dies. How many more will die? Probably none. Although one of them is at half HP. And that's the one that attacked. Oh, but look at the micro on the Viper. Fantastic. I mean, a fantastic fix of a mistake. He attacked with the 1 scout that had lower HP than all the other ones. It managed to get down to 3 HP, and before the last archer could fire his last arrow, the Viper microed that scout away. Now, with a scout this wounded, you might want to just send him around the map. I don't know that you really want to engage into your enemy here with a scout that has 3 HP. That maybe he's hoping TaToH doesn't notice. Maybe he's hoping just the presence of this entire giant body of military here is enough to scare his opponent away. His opponent is moving forward with a secondary wall off. I mean, this is a testament to these players, because it's easy for us, you know, watching this game, sitting, you know, wherever we are on a couch in our underwear, lying down in bed, getting ready to sleep, etc., to say, oh, well, yeah, just wall it off here, just wall it off here. But in the heat of the moment, as you've got, what was that, about 10 army supply? How many scouts? 7, 9 army supply count, barreling down towards you. I mean, where do you even begin to wall off? On the dark green, on the light green, behind your original wall off, take a bit of archer fire. I just am always so impressed with the reaction time. It's not just the game decisions, the macro, the micro, it's the reaction time that really, I think, sets these pros apart. I mean, that's such an asinine thing to say. Obviously, it's the reaction time. If they didn't react that fast, they'd probably all die to the fastest player in the game. But For now, TaToH is walling himself in. What are his resources like? He is going up to Castle Age already. The Viper not too far behind, just about 15 seconds, but 2 fewer villagers. It looks like our Mayan did manage to get 1 villager kill so far, which explains a little bit of the disparity in villagers. Aside from that, look at the idle time. Our Mayan, just a little bit less, about 16 seconds, which roughly explains the extra villager. Villagers taking 25 seconds to train. And while the players disengage, never mind. I'm assuming they're going to disengage after this. I don't think either one of them wants to take a fight here. I don't think any of them. The Viper needs to keep these scouts alive. He needs to get to Castle Age. Remember, scouts do not get extra HP for the Mongols. It starts with their light cav, and they need those light cav alive. I've said this before for civs like the Turks, where your scouts become light cav, become hussars. The name of the game. Did the Viper go around this puddle? I think you can walk on this puddle. Why did he go all the way around it? But the name of the game is keep these guys as alive as possible for as long as possible so that the civ bonuses start kicking in. He got husbandry on the... he got bloodlines on them a second ago. He's getting forging as well. So looks like the Viper wants to go melee cavalry. We'll see if that's for light cav. We'll see if that's for knights. We'll see if that's for steppe lancers. The Mongols, an incredibly versatile civilization. That being said, eagles come with bonuses against cavalry once we get into castle, and I was right about to point it out, but that eagle had to go and frickin' die on me, didn't he? Oh, look at that. Our Mayan making use of his discount. Oh, and steppe lancers as well for our Mongols. So I love that both players are choosing their bonus related units, let's put it like that. He's not upgrading these scouts to light cav just yet. 3 of them have gotten into here. I don't know what they think they're going to do against a few villagers if the spearman's already here. And now look at that. TaToH walls the Viper in, but loses a villager of his own. But down go the 2 scouts. I think I had a microphone glitch there for a second. Sorry about that. Looks like another scout died here. And now we're going to see crossbows against steppe lancers, which, you know, might seem a bit unfair to the crossbows, but it's all a numbers game, to be honest. Crossbows not too bad against steppe lancers. They do have, I believe, 1 base pierce armor. Yeah. So they are better than a lot of units, but... And with 98 HP, they're going to be very problematic. The problem is 7 attack with a unit that is now 20% cheaper. Jaguar launches into action, tries to get a few of these villagers off of his shorefish hunting territory. And let's take a look. It seems like both players have kind of stopped training villagers at the moment. Let's take a look at the bases as they have taken a breather from attacking into one another, although the Viper making his way slowly with the mangonel. Look at this base. You have to be very comfortable with the game to play on a map like this, to spread out your base. Siege workshop to the north, barracks, original barracks still here, archery range in the center. Perfectly placed, by the way. If you're going archers, can reinforce the north, can reinforce the west. A great placement here, but here we go. And now these crossbows are basically dead. When I said it's a numbers game, yeah, the crossbows, I think, need a 2-to-1. Let's say a 1.5 to 2-to-1 advantage. So if your opponent has 10 steppe lancers, ideally you want 20 crossbows. Approximately 15 will get the job done. You'll still lose, I think, but you'll take down a whole lot of steppe lancers with you. Now, steppe lancers, the cool thing about them, if you're fighting them with ranged units, because they themselves are ranged, if the crossbows got 7 range right now, yeah, 7 range. Sorry, not a Britain crossbow as we saw the other day. 7 range, any other cavalry unit would have to close 7 tiles to attack this unit, which means they have to travel longer. These guys just have to close 6 tiles, which means they get to their attack, or rather the unit they're attacking, much, much faster. A super cool feature of the steppe lancers, but in some cases also makes them a bit vulnerable. Not that we're going to see a castle anytime soon. Both players have 3 villagers on stone. TaToH has expanded with an extra town center to the bottom right, an extra town center to the top. The Viper, he's staying on 1 town center. What did he spend his stone on? Am I missing a tower somewhere? I don't see any walls. In come the steppe lancers, but now there's enough crossbows here to shoo them away, and they take a whole bunch of damage to their HP. But the Viper, look at this, he's attacking to the north, he's attacking in the west, This is a one town center push from our Mongol. His army count is rising. His villager count rising as well. Not as quickly as our Mayan. But we'll see how long he sticks on one town center. For now, I mean, I want to look around the map. The Viper has built his infrastructure heading south and into the center. TaToH has built his north heading out of the center. Loses a whole bunch of villagers to these Steppe Lancers, but one of them gets sniped. Both players, it looks like, continuing their shore fishing industries. I love the animation. How cool is the animation on this game? Sorry, yeah, you heard me fanboy yesterday over the Saracens. I'm just a big fanboy of this game. Sometimes I get too excited. Sometimes, oh, good attack round there. Took a little bit of HP. Could have been a little better, but decent attack round. I'm glad that TaToH is building houses and not walls, because these guys can attack through walls like Ghost. Sorry for all these weird references. They are attacking the blacksmith to the right. They have penetrated. The barracks is gone. So now the Steppe Lancers are free to enter into this base. There's a defensive tower up. With the high ground, it looks like the Mayan Mangonel managed to get the... oh, this one should die too. No, never mind. He moves a bit too far south. And TaToH, with the last breath of the Mangonel, decides, I know I'm going to die. Might as well try to get the mango of my opponent. And now the Steppe Lancers are here. What's their armor? They're finally at +2 armor. So they're going to be a bit tougher for these crossbows to kill here. But at the same time, there's a whole bunch of crossbows here. 8 kills on them. 7 villagers all lying dead on the battlefield. Still attacking this blacksmith. And now he's getting taken care of back inside TaToH's base. Another tiger attacks. I thought it was a jaguar. Never mind, it's just a tiger. And this is a good mass of crossbows. 14 crossbows, 6 Steppe Lancers are going to be have to be very careful. I want to see what the Viper does once he destroys this blacksmith, because he's got other ways to go into this base. I don't think he really needs to destroy this blacksmith. It looks like he's about to take a fight here. Now he's got 8 Steppe Lancers, 8 to 14, not exactly a 2-to-1 ratio. Let's see if I'm right in my calculations as the blacksmith does fall. A lot of these crossbows are injured. We'll keep an eye out, but I want to see what goes on here. 1 crossbow is down, 1 Steppe Lancer is down. Now we've got 7 to 13, basically a 2-to-1 ratio. Ooh, they're backed into a corner. They're backed into a corner. Reinforcements arrive. Now the mathematics are... Now you would have had 3 crossbows and 1 Steppe Lancer. So I leave it up to you to decide if my ratio calculations are correct at all. Tower tickling away at some of the HP on these Steppe Lancers as they run around. Random scout with now 2 HP. Something took 1 HP off this scout, if it's the same one as before. Defensive castle here, middle of the road by our Mayan. Are we going to get to see plumed archers? They are pretty damn fast. They are the fastest foot archer in the game, which means they should be able to run around as well. These are 2 incredibly mobile civilizations. Looks like the Viper is doubling down. We're 31 minutes into the game. He's still sitting on 1 town center, but look at the villager count. When you go all in with 1 town center, which I'm assuming is what he's doing, because I don't see any attempt to build a massive eco. I don't see any attempt to get a 2nd or 3rd town center up. This must be some kind of all-in 1 town center push. Down goes the scout. There is a clock on you. Why is there a clock? Because you spend all of your resources building an army. And so far the army, despite getting a lot of kills with random groups of crossbows, not really getting too much done. He's got about 7 villager kills more than his opponent. But I think TaToH is happy to throw away a few crossbows here and there. Remember, they're 20% off, and he's making a transition into plumed archers who are going to be able to maneuver around these Steppe Lancers much, much better. Uh-oh. Viper, though, catches out a whole bunch of gold miners. TaToH's not responding. He's not... Okay, now he's responding, but he runs right through the gauntlet. Oh, after I made such a big stink about response times, a whole bunch of villagers bite the dust here to the south. A Scorpion joins the fight from our Mongols. Why the hell not? You see your opponent is going ranged units. So like I said, the Viper is taking good trades here and there, but he's not doing critical damage. His opponent now has 31 more villagers than he does. He's got 820 stone. Is he going to castle drop? Oh, TaToH knows what's happening. He sees these villagers moving forward with all of his forward spotting infrastructure, immediately places a second castle on the high ground next to the town center. Fantastic. The Viper says, oh, F you, I'm going to just build one right in your face. But the villager walks right across the planned location of that castle. So the Viper has to pause it for a second. Was that too long? The gold miners are moving forward here. Or never mind, these guys are lumberjacks. But yet again, they run through a gauntlet of step lancers, while at the same time step lancers, oh, an opportunity there to go inside. He is double walling off this base, but the real story here for the Viper, he has brought forward 11 villagers. His castle 70%, his opponent's castle 70%, but now TaToH brings in a whole bunch more villagers. It looks like the Viper is right clicking. You see them glitching out. That is the telltale sign of the right clicker. Oh, and look at that. The plumes die. The plumes absolutely get wrecked here. One-shotted by these Mongol villagers inside the castle. A siege workshop. Oh, yeah. No, he needs battering rams. He's got to get rid of these castles. And now the Viper has essentially inserted himself into the center of the Mayan base. This is the moment to do critical damage. If he does not, if he just keeps poking and prodding, I mean, 22 kills on 13 units, 9 of them villagers, is an amazing stat in other circumstances. But he's still on one town center. So if he doesn't get any critical damage done here, he's going up to 4 battering rams. Where's his secondary workshop here? Right to the back. If he doesn't get anything done, I'm starting to fear for our yellow Mongol, who is now facing a few petards and a battering ram of his own, but the battering ram is training all the way up here. It's going to take a while, and there's a big annoying forest. It can't go left. I guess it can through this gap, which TaToH, I didn't notice. I don't know. More plumed archers, 3 petards. Let's keep our eyes trained on this part of the screen. God, do not want to miss those petards coming out, and in come the step lancers. They're going to attack the houses. But the plumes are here. Oh, he's trying to wall him in. But too little, too late. Release the petards. He's getting more petards. 4 of them, 6 of them. And in comes the battering ram. I suspect when this unit shows up, the petards will also move forward. The Viper, the Viper, the Viper, wake up. Wake up. What are you doing? You're supposed to be destroying infrastructure. You're taking a bit of a break there. Step Lancers again getting a whole bunch of kills, a whole bunch of villagers. TaToH responding very, very fast. But look at the villager count, 39 to 77. This is the moment. This is the time. Who will win? TaToH destroys a blocking structure so that these petards can pop out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that Mongol castle with 35 HP is gonna fall. And now the villagers join in to defend. The plumed archers come out, take care of the step lancers so that these villagers are safe. But more step lancers come in through the side. The Viper needs to take this battle. He needs to take it handily. And this is one of those cases that I was talking about before where the one range, it actually screws you royally when you're attacking a castle. I'll explain why once this, yeah. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? The villagers are moving en masse to repair. No, he doesn't get it. Then he taps out. Oh my god, I thought he was gonna get this castle. He's got 1,000 HP, but he's got 4 rams here. I'm trying to click that. Never mind, 3 rams. But why did I say the step lancer is kind of screwed here? Without murder holes, there is still this dead zone where castles can't attack. So if you had a knight, for example, a camel unit, I don't know, any other melee cavalry unit of the millions that are available in this game, they're nice and safe. But the step lancer, unless you literally move commanded here and then attack the castle, it's going to attack from one range, which means this castle is going to get it. It's going to attack it. Plumed archer here to the back. 1 kill economic, 1 kill economic. And wow, the Viper going all in and still just 1 town center. This is the strategy of somebody who wants to overwhelm his opponent and do critical damage. Now, he did a good amount of damage. Let's say the kill count. He is about 30 kills ahead of his opponent. He's got 25 more villager kills. The problem is his opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. Now, they're not Hindustani town centers. They're not Persian town centers. There's nothing particularly special about these town centers, but there's 4 of them to your 1. And there's shorefish that is securely being taken non-stop throughout this entire game. It looks like by both players, although the Viper, I guess, at the end moved all of his shore fishermen and fisher women here to build this castle that ultimately went down. He just couldn't keep that castle up and couldn't do critical damage. He went all in, and our Mayan just walled himself off. Now, am I always disappointed when Mayans don't build stone walls? Yes, I get it. Stone is a scarce, super scarce resource in Age of Empires, even more so than gold. But come on, I would like to see a pro player once go completely ham on the stone walls, the stone gates, and just completely use that buy one, get one free discount, the 50% off. Although, again, someone correct me if I'm wrong about the nitty gritty details. I don't think, because a normal stone wall costs 5 stone, right? Half of that is 2.5. I think they round it up. And I don't think it matters how many you build. So if you build like 2 of them, for example, it's not 2.5 going up to 5. I think they round each individual one up to 3. Sorry, I don't know why I stuttered there. So that if you build 2 stone walls or 3 like this is 9 instead of 15. It's not 7.5. So it's a bit of a misleading. It's a bit of a misleading. How do I put this? Wording of the Civ bonus, unless I'm wrong. If there's somebody watching this who knows, let me know. I'm going to add it to the list of things to research. As always trying to improve. What is he attacking here? Always trying to improve game knowledge. What was here? That's I'm looking right at it. The mill. Okay, sorry. I see a flashing light on the minimap. I immediately think unit, but no, it is a mill with a big Mayan arrow, plumed arrow, heading straight for it. And the Viper, again, did an amazing job, but unfortunately, 71 Step Lancers couldn't take out 63 crossbows. PKPM, hero levels 200 to 300 right in the middle of the game. PKPM towards the beginning of the game. Economies, yeah, not really too different here. So wood going to our Mayan, no surprise there. Food, a little bit of an advantage, about 700 food going to our Mongols. Again, not a surprise there with those hunters. Gold count identical. Stone count in terms of how many castles to build, basically identical. They can both really afford 2 castles only. And let's see how many relics there were on this map, by the way. Sorry. 5 relics as well. Okay, so the standard 5 relics. But ultimately, if you are going all in one town center, even with a civilization as powerful, as absolutely hard-hitting as the Mongols, just understand that there is generally a clock on you. I mean, you can always transition to additional town centers. We've seen players do that before. We've seen them start with one town center, realize, hey, wait a second, I don't know about this, and then all of a sudden build a second town center here, or a third town center. Unfortunately for the Viper, he's stuck on one town center while his opponent just boomed the hell out of his economy. That being said, the Mongols with one town center versus the Mayans with 4, resources aren't that different. Only about 10% difference in resources. And that is a testament to just the number of villagers that the Viper ultimately killed. But with the castle falling, with his ram push denied, with 87 gold in the bank, it is the Viper who taps out. And it is TaToH, our Mayan in blue, who behind a very complicated series of wall-offs here, expands all around the morass, gets the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.